Hello friends, we're back in the kitchen to die because it's not the surface of the sun outside. Hooray! Also, these are two very pH sensitive dyes, and I'm going to reintroduce them to you in the off chance, but very likely chance, that I deleted the original unboxing. These are from my friend Sarah, who is a real life witch and grew them in her garden. They're lobster mushrooms and also black hollyhock buds. We will have a lot to talk about because there's anthocyanins, and those are considered a fugitive UV light to UV light, but they've now discovered, this is how we know that the ancients know stuff. Why would you retain the information of something that you would have to re-dye over and over and over because it's technically fugitive, as in like blueberry dye, blackberry dye, hollyhock dye, not the most light fast, which is generally considered to be like the most important thing after wash fastness. So why would the ancients retain this knowledge, you ask? Well, of late, they have recently discovered in new studies about anthocyanins. Anyway, in new studies of the anthocyanins, they find that they uniquely transmit UV light with higher efficiency. So you would be warmer wearing a shirt dyed with it because the particles are suspended in the fiber. Witchy shit. Yeah, and also they have found that it increases the shelf life of silks and chiffons and gauzy stuff that is made out of protein fibers. So it even prevents molds from forming in fabrics once you've dyed with them. Much like putting like the cedar bark fluff into your weavings in the Pacific Northwest to keep the moths out of them. Brilliant. The ancients knew more than us. Anyway, we have hollyhocks and we have lobster mushrooms, both of which are pH dependent. So we will be putting them in with distilled water to start with, just to be safe. I'm going to be messing with the pH a lot after that. But these are from my friend Sarah, and we're dyeing stuff from a witchy garden. So let's do it. Why there is a baby on this distilled water, I do not know. I don't think you're supposed to only give babies distilled water. That seems like it would wonk out their salts. Maybe they just mean it's appropriate for like putting in their humidifiers or something for babies. Don't know. We have a considerable amount of lobster mushrooms. Well, we're probably going to need more water than that, and I don't want to use up all the distilled water in the house. Well, we'll use filtered water for the rest, and we'll pray that that's distilled enough to not have a pH that's too past 6-ish or 7. Anyway, we're going to pre-soak these while I have to go do my online AuDHD doctor appointment. And as you can tell, it's being well treated. Anyway, I have to go do my appointment. And then while that's happening, I'm going to soak the mushrooms in here and the hollyhocks in there because I don't have as much of those. And we're only going to do like one little thing of dye. Oh my God, the sun's coming out. It's casting a rainbow. We have to flee. All right, creepy lighting. We're going to soak these whilst I'm on the phone, and then we'll simmer them when we come back. And that's not a ton of material, so we'll probably just do one little skein in there. And then we're going to put the mushrooms in here, and those apparently take on a fishy smell whilst you're boiling them. That's why we're doing this on a rainy day when I can leave the window open without sneezing. So now for the lobster mushrooms. Lobster mushrooms are even weirder because they, ooh, dusty. They are a parasitic fungus that goes into a fungus that you cannot eat. And then, oh God, oh, the spores. Oh, horrible. I don't know if you can see that. Dear God. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, it does smell a little bit like the shrimp chips. It smells like shrimp chips. If you've ever had shrimp chips, that's what they smell like. Anyway, it's a parasitic fungus that goes into another mushroom, kills that mushroom, takes it over, and makes a poisonous thing not poisonous. Also makes a dye that goes anywhere from like yellow-green to violet. We're going to try to get at least a couple of those colors. Anyway, these are going to soak, and I will be back in a bit. All right, I have returned from the doctoring nonsense, and here we are. I'm going to start these out quite low, as our goal is to not let them go roughly above 160 to 170, as based upon what I've read, that can make both of these unhappy. They have been put in with the distilled water. We have our temp gun here so that we can make sure we're not getting it too hot. I'm going to cover them because they are on so low. I don't want to be here till tomorrow waiting for these to heat up. And I'm going to go warp a loom in another room whilst these are going. I'm going to cover them up also so we don't have to smell lobster smell. More like a shrimp chip in my opinion. Anyway, I will update you when these are fully warmed. All right, so we're coming up on about 40 minutes. We are at about 150 degrees, which is great. So we're gonna give it like 15 more minutes and then we will place some stuff in here. Now, what I have is ferrous sulfate, which is a dissolvable form of iron. It's basically rust water. However, that makes a pH bath more acidic, and to make the bath acidic for the hollyhocks, they will turn more purple when you've combined it with a mordant of alum. Now, we're not using just straight up alum, we're using alum triformate, so we could have some variability there. Now, opposite direction, you want to make it alkali for the mushroom bath to make the orange turn to violet. And I will be also finishing off another video that you'll have to go watch another time that's dyeing naturally colored fibers, where it's like the color of the animal's fiber to see if that fiber takes on any color. And I'm going to do that also in our mushroom bath over here, but that is for another video. Anyway, this is producing some really cool, let me get my tongs, some really cool like deep purple, and when you dab the tongs out, it leaves like a really cool gray lavender color, very much like I would think it would look. So we're gonna let that come up. Excuse me, I was closing the tongs with my mouth. We're gonna let that come up just a little more. I'll check on the mushrooms, and then we will squeeze out our mordanted yarn and get started. All right, so our hollyhocks have held at about a perfect like 160 very nicely for quite some time now. So I have two 10-gram hanks of yarn. I don't think there's any way that I had more than 20 grams. And it didn't say I needed to remove the fiber, so I'm not going to. I have replaced these rings, which rusted in the alum triformate. Oh my God, it's like a grape. Okay. Well, I always think that something won't be strong enough in dye, and I am always wrong. Oh boy, well, I'm gonna have to go find some silk to throw in there, I guess. Holy Mary. All right, well, that's gonna sit there now and coagulate for about an hour. It seems to be fine. Sarah, your witch flowers are very dark. Good God. All right, and our lobster mushrooms have been holding at a healthy 160 for quite some time. I probably should have chopped them up smaller, to be perfectly honest. It would have given us more surface area and less cook time. However, the bridge has been crossed and we cannot go back. So I'm going to grab our 3 little hanks of yarn we have, and you may also see a big yarn floating around in here. You need not worry about that. That's for another experiment. And yeah, I'm just going to go replace the rusted stainless steel doodles. Annoying. All right, well, goodbye, little children. We'll check on you soon. I don't think you've released all your dye colors yet, so you have fun in there. Ugh. It's really not that fishy smelling. It smells at best like a shrimp chip. Were you wondering how the hollyhocks were going? Oh, they've become a terrifying shade of green swamp. Well, if you expected that, you win, because I didn't. Good God. All right, well, since I didn't expect these to turn that dark in any context, people were saying I had like a whole gallon bag of them, and it didn't do nothing. Well, I have like a plastic sandwich bag full, so get your hollyhocks from a witch is my recommendation. I don't know how this could possibly turn purple if I put it into an acid bath, which would be the iron bath. If I put it into soda water, it's supposed to turn it green. It is already like black, green, gray. It is fascinating in color and like very weird. That's pretty close. So we've got this weird slate color, and advice to other people, get your flowers from a witch or buy better yarn to dye with, I guess, because that's the only two variables that I can control. All right, one of those skeins is going to go in the iron bath, and we'll see if it changes color at all. I don't know how it possibly could. It's very dark. Could you even tell if it was purple if we turned it purple? I don't know. And then we have a pH neutral, we have the pH neutral wash for we've been using it the whole time. The name escapes me, but we'll use that so it doesn't turn the color of the other one. And apparently that dye bath is probably not exhausted now because it's inky dark. So now I have yet another inexhaustible dye bath and I'm out of yarn. Crap. Okay, out of the two, I grabbed the Super Wash Merino that I don't think has baby alpaca in it. That's the one that's twilled. That makes sense to no one but me, but that's okay. But this is actually a pretty good representation of the like weird green-gray it is. I truly do not, oh, sorry. I don't foresee how this very mild acid bath could have any effect on this color, but it is making a very witchy iron reaction. You can see the little black drips. All right, well, good luck in there. If you're going to turn purple, good luck. It's, you know, being witchy. I can't tell if it's turning it more green or more purple. It looks more green to me. I may have read this backwards. Was I supposed to put them in ash to make them lighter? No, soda ash makes it alkali. This might just be too strong to change. Well, that's more purple. Oh, that's a dead leaf. I saw a part that was more purple. It was actually a dead leaf. Sorry to disappoint you. All right, well, we'll see these when they are dry. The other one is just as green, I assure you. That is not what I expected from the Hollyhock. I think I put so much pigment into it that it didn't care what acid or base I put it in. But it's a beautiful, like, deep, huntery green. Well, that was witchy and weird. I guess I'm going to try to throw something else in there because I don't think it's exhausted. All right, it's time to take these children out. I believe we have 3 skeins in here. So the goal will be to... fishing them out is going to be fun. The goal is to put one is a control. Look, they picked a very nice orange. One is a control, one is going to go into an iron, which would be considered an acid bath, and one's going to go into an alkali bath, which should turn it pink. I will keep you updated after I pick all of the fruiting bodies out of this. All right, I didn't look up how much washing soda to use. It said on the package to use 1 cup per gallon, but that was to make it a mordant for cotton, and this we just needed to make the pH 8. So we might be ripping this out real quick. I'm scared. I've never done this. We're doing it together. Magic. Become the witchy purple that you want to see in the world. I think color changes are happening. It's looking already more peachy. Look at the magic. This would get you burned. Burned alive for many of the last thousands of years. Should I be dumping my finger into soda ash? Couldn't tell you. Ooh, look how pretty. Now it's pink. Magic. Look, you dip it in the clear stuff and it turns color. Then you get accused for being a witch and they burn you at the stake or cut off your head. They call those aberrant burials. Here's our iron bath. I'm summarily fearful to dip it in the acid, but the other one went so well. Good luck to you. Witch magic. And this one should deepen it to like a darker orange, I think, as was the advertisement. I do think it might be getting a little darker. It might be that I don't have enough iron, but too much iron will damage your fiber. Also, people use just straight up vinegar, and I have been told not to do that. Oh, it's starting to sadden. I can see it deepening to a brown. Look, it's darkening, I can tell. It's harder for you to tell, but you'll be able to tell under my white light later. Go, my child. Oh, yeah. Well, this one won't get you burned as fast as the other one because it appears to be taking on a more orange color that the water already is. However, the other one definitely will get you burned. All right, well, we'll give that one a little dip, and then we'll get everybody washed and dried for us to look at. Marvelous. What wonders science offers us. Also, and welcome back to our witchy dye bath experiment. I realized that I just completely didn't remember correctly. The dried hollyhocks will always tend towards greens, from lime to dark. Well, the black hollyhock makes this extraordinary, gorgeous forest green. It's lovely, and it's really got a beautiful shine on it. On this, what is it? Twill. This Twill Superwash Merino. And then this, you didn't see me dye, but I had been working on over dyeing naturally colored fiber, meaning the color of the animal. So this was white alpaca fur mixed with a very kind of a rich brown. And what's interesting about this is that it did pick up some of this kind of gray-green hue, but because I dunked it in soda ash after, which should turn it to brown, this would have turned apparently brown. I did not try that. I liked the green. It gave it this like beautiful gray-brown sheen, and this is 100% alpaca, so it's like very sheddy, but very soft. But I really like the kind of silvery. It's a little hard to tell that it picked up any color, but there is some like silvery gray-green in there that it certainly did not have before. And then our last pieces to review are the lobster mushrooms. So this is just straight with a pH of probably close to 6 to 7, normal water pH, on a superwash merino. It didn't get as dark as I thought it would. I probably could have like soaked them longer, cut them up smaller, extracted them better. We leave that for another year. We just wanted to see if we could make it work. Then we dipped it in the alkali bath to make it turn this beautiful pinky, it's not even quite peach. It really does start turning purple to violet. So love that we got the two ends of the spectrum on there. Then what I was thinking is if we put it in an acid bath, which would be the iron dip, I dipped this one that you saw, and it turned it a saddened version of this. It was as bright as this before we started, so it's nice and saddened, as we expect iron to do. However, the pink you see here, all I did was throw the saddened orange back into the soda wash, and it changed it again. It went from orange to darker orange to a more muted pink, like a saddened pink. Sorry, the cat was clearly having an emergency. Anyway, we got like a beautiful saddened version of each color that I think is really cool. Not to mention the fact that we got it to change from orange to dark orange back to pink purple. So I love that it was mutable, and I do wonder if I had dumped it back in the iron if this would have turned another shade of orange. You could just keep going back and forth. Very impressed with the lobster mushroom. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this yet another set of dyeing experiments. See, you can kind of get the sheen of the silvery green gray when it's a little bit out of focus. And I have my hand in the shot. It throws the light properly so that the camera can decide what color that is. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed yet another experiment, and I hope you'll stick around for more. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!